there! Welcome back to Han Critters, a channel dedicated to talking and learning about, as well as getting to know a bunch of awesome small and large critters. So let's get to it! Today, you'll get the chance to finally meet Jacob, and we'll also be introducing you to the newest Han, Jackson. We got Jacob 3 years ago. And to be completely honest with you, I was one of those people that did not do my proper research before buying him. I didn't really start researching animal care until not long before I got Cheney. I had relied on the care advice from chain pet store employees and my experience, both personal and through friends and roommates. He was in his original small cage for far too long, and he was alone. Now that I have learned better and have shared what I've learned with Gavin, we have fixed the mistakes we were making, and Jacob, Jackson, and any other piggies that join the Han family will continue to thrive. Jacob was not Gavin's first pet. He started with a betta fish named Mike. As you can see, Gavin likes the human names for animals, and if you'd like to know more about Mike, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a video about Mike the betta in the future. After Mike passed away, through no fault of Gavin's, we decided to let him have something he could interact with. So, we went to the pet store. I know, we said mistakes or poor judgment has been made. All we can do is learn and move on. And Gavin saw and fell in love with this little white ball of fur with one black spot. Gavin has 2 cousins named Jacob, one from each side. So when he told me that he wanted to name his guinea pig Jacob, I reminded him of that fact. But he didn't care. So now the family has at least 3 Jacobs in it. Crazy, huh? We started Jacob out in a living world guinea pig cage that is 29 inches long, 17 inches wide, and 22 inches high. Too small for a single baby, let alone 2 full-grown guinea pigs, so he only got one. Once I started doing research, I ordered the pieces for a CNC grid cage, and Gavin and I put it together. So Jacob ended up with a 56-inch long, 28-inch wide, and 28-inch tall, with a 28 by 28-ish second level that has a ramp leading up to it. Talk about an upgrade. Now that Jacob had the proper cage size, it was time to start looking into finding Jacob a buddy. So I did what I didn't do before. I researched. I researched how to bond guinea pigs, the best ages for bonding new guinea pigs together, how to go about getting them into the same cage safely, things like that. Turns out that it is potentially safer and easier to bond an adult with a baby, according to many sources. So, I hopped on the phone and started calling and emailing all the rescues and SPCAs within a few hours from here, looking for a baby guinea pig, or a guinea pig at all, because I would rather have to get an adult than have to get one from a pet store. Unfortunately, there was none anywhere around, so I started calling various pet stores asking about their setups, because not every single pet store is the same. Some have proper setups and do get their animals from reputable breeders, and we found one 2 hours away, with a 2-month-old boy. We hopped in the car instantly to go check him out, and we saw the cutest, tiniest little black piggy ever. Gavin loved it. So did I, honestly, so we brought him home. When Gavin first got Jacob, so like I said 3 years ago, he wanted a second guinea pig, so he could have a Jacob and a Jackson, or Jake and Jack, as I like to say. But we said no, bad pet mommy. Well, now we have our Jake and Jack. When we brought Jackson home, we did put him in Jacob's old cage, but only because he is so tiny and it was going to be very temporary, a matter of weeks, because he was either going to be moving in with Jacob, or, if they refused to bond, I would have added to Jacob's cage and split it down the center for them. Either way, he would not be in that small cage for long. We then left him to adjust for the next few days. We would sit beside the cage and talk to him so he could get used to our voices, and we would only go into the cage to give him food, treats, and a spot clean. After a few days, we started picking him up and just holding him. I would give him a treat then too. We would do that a few times a day, 4 to 8 depending on how busy the day was. After about a week, it was time to start introducing Jackson to Jacob. We set up a big neutral playpen area with hay and hides that they could meet in, where we could be right there watching the whole time. We would put the piggies in there 4 to 6 times a day for at least half an hour at a time, so they could get to know each other. This whole experience was amazing. Jacob is such a good boy. He accepted Jackson almost instantly. Jackson would follow Jacob around, and Jackson would jump on Jacob's back, and Jacob would just let him. So, we let the piggies meet like that for about 2 weeks without a single fight whatsoever. Like I said, such good boys. So, we decided that it was time to try to get Jackson into the big cage. So, we took Jacob out, cleaned it up, and washed everything. The corrugated plastic, the grids, the water dishes, hay racks, everything. So the cage would smell as little like Jacob as possible, with the exception of Jacob's hidey house, and we set it back up with clean fleece. We then moved Jackson into the big cage with his hidey house, tunnel, and food dishes. They're smaller than Jacob's. And put Jacob back in, and then just sat and watched them again, watching them for at least half an hour at a time, about 4 to 8 times a day, again depending on the day. So far so great, not a single issue, knock on wood. So, let's go check out Jacob and Jackson together in their big forever home. Their decorations will change for future videos, but this cage will do them for the rest of their happy lives. Okay guys, so we are here in Gavin's room to check out Jacob and Jackson in their big cage. So as I said, it is a 2 grid by 4 grid CNC cage, and each grid is 14 inches by 14 inches. And then we got a top level just over there. That's a few grids or 3 grids basically with a ramp, but it's still big enough. It's a good second level for them. Anyway, Gavin, we ordered this off Amazon. Gavin and I took a day to put it together. It's held together by the little hooks that come with it, as well as just some zip ties for extra security. We built a couple doors, so we built a topper, and then we built these doors here, open, like that. And then we also have a door just over here that we can open if we want to take out Jackson or Jacob that way. And then also makes it easier for cleaning. So, let's get the top open, and we will show you Jacob and Jackson's cage. Okay, so here we have their cage. So we used corrugated plastic to do the bottom and the edges with. You can buy it from Home Depot. They didn't have any of the actual sheets when I went, so I was impatient and just bought a bunch of signs and cut them to shape, but whatever, it works. And then for the bedding here, we have a layer of puppy pads, and then we have a layer of towels, and then a layer of fleece. And then, like I said, here, and yeah, so this one right here is basically just a bath mat. Helps make it more absorbent. And then here we have the 2 shower caddy hay racks that I have for Cheney. They work great here too. A couple water bottles, 1 for each guinea. And then, yeah, so we have Jacob's food and Jackson's tunnel. There's some chews for them. And then in here we have a hidey house and another hidey house and a Jackson right there. Yeah, again, nice, soft and comfy. And then up the ramp, we have the second layer, which has a toy, Jackson's hidey house, some more chews, and Jackson's food dish. Yeah. But yeah, so that is the guinea pig's big old CNC grid cage. Nice and big. It'll last them basically their whole lives. Yeah. Alrighty guys, well that's all I have for now. I do plan on doing a video in the future going into more detail about the bonding process between a new guinea pig and yourself, as well as the bonding process between two guinea pigs. But if you're interested in those, leave a message in the comments and maybe I'll get a chance to get to them sooner for you. As always, thanks for watching. You guys are all truly awesome. And if you liked that video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe and ring the bell so you can be notified whenever we have a new video, which should be every week. Also, if you have an idea for a future video or you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments and I'll totally be there for you. And if you're new to the channel, check out our other videos so that you can get to know the rest of the Hans. Thanks again, and bye for now.